Americans, you are once again being propagandized to go to a W-A-R in the Middle East. We have to hyphenate that for the algorithm because we live in the land of the free. Free on paper, I guess. Government-wise, we are free. Are we really? I don't know about that anymore. But not so much when you're on the turf of a private corporation. A private corporation set up by the CIA, which is this one, Google. The CIA is also at work once again on the Twitter X. We even have the actual quote of Mike Pompeo, which he said, if you don't know who Mike Pompeo is, former head of the CIA under the first Trump administration, most famous for his quote saying, I know that we lied, cheated, and stole. What did he say exactly? We had this motto at, where was it at? It's the military academy. Oh, it's slipping my mind right now. Anyway, he said we had a motto at the military academy. We'll never lie, cheat, and steal. Well, I know that's what we did at the CIA because we taught courses on how to do it. We lie, we cheated, we stole. Mike Pompeo. Mike Pompeo quoted the other day, he said that he is praying for the brave Iranian protesters and, this is the best part, for the Mossad agents that walk beside them. If somehow you don't know who Mossad is the CIA for Israel. Pretty interesting, huh? Isn't that great how that works? So, those protests, according to our former head of the CIA, Mike Pompeo, Christian evangelical Mike Pompeo, those protests are not organic. If the most hated enemies of Iranians, Mossad agents, the people that set up their pager attack where people blew up in the grocery store, the people that have killed their nuclear scientists, if Mike Pompeo is praying that those people walk amongst the Iranian protesters. It's called a color revolution, kids. If you've never heard of it before, what a color revolution is when the CIA opens up its wallet. We print money in this country, 40 trillion in debt. Overwhelmingly, I would say, because of this kind of stuff, but they just can't stop it. You know why? Because there's oil there. We got to get that oil and put it on the stock market, or else the whole thing is going to collapse. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Always appreciate you. If they don't, it's going to go. You got 40 trillion in debt. You got to find collateral somewhere. You got to prop up this thing. But those of you, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, or just Gen X or Boomers who have forgotten, or even fellow millennials like me, remember Iraq. Remember how they ginned that one up. And then remember, about 4 or 5 years later, compare 2003 to 2008, 2009, you had documentaries coming out like The Fog of War. You had all these anti-Iraq war documentaries coming out. Obama rode to prominence on the back of that anti-war sentiment. John McCain lost because he was John McCain. Now it appears the ghost of John McCain is running the country. No matter who you vote for, you always get John McCain. So that's what I wanted to get on here and remind people of. People that are caught up in the fever. It's kind of funny to see it again. I mean, we get to see it in real time. What was it? Last week it's Venezuela. This week it's the Iranian protests. I did hear that more than 100 Iranian police officers have been killed by the protesters. And the conservative Americans, at least the conservative American government, a lot of MAGA is not for anything to do with these regime change wars. Tulsi Gabbard, that used to be your calling card. You're awfully quiet now. I wonder why. You're off surfing somewhere. Anyway, it always starts with excitement. Media blitz. Except this time we got fake AI videos. You don't even know if those protests are real. AI is fooling people left and right. I see all kinds of AI videos of people I like and listen to. Yanis Varoufakis, John Mearsheimer, Alex Craner. They're obviously fake AI. And you go down to the comments, everyone's like, oh, thank you so much for this video, Mr. Mearsheimer. It's very impressive. Now, this is someone they've looked at and listened to for hundreds of hours in certain cases. You're going to believe video of an Iranian protest, knowing the technology we have now? I'd be a little bit skeptical, especially with the former head of the CIA saying that he is praying for the protesters. He admitted to lying, cheating, and stealing. He was proud of it. And then also praying for the brave Mossad agents who walked next to the Iranian protesters. If that isn't a recipe for skepticism, there's probably no hope left for you, I would say. But I thought, you know what to do with my stream tonight? It wouldn't hurt to be one more person out there, reminding people to slow down a little bit. If this isn't obvious to you, what's going on again? If I remember correctly, all the oil taken out of Iraq now has to go through Wall Street banks in America, in New York City. Quinky dink? I think not. It's always worth reminding you who set up the CIA. Alan Dulles and his brother worked for, what was the name of that law firm? Something in Cromwell. That's who they worked for. Wall Street Oil Bank Law Firm. What was the first coup they did? The Iranian coup, 1953, to install the Shah and take the oil of Iran because they wanted to nationalize it. Inspired by Venezuela. There were some ties there. The Shah wanted a good deal. He said, hey, maybe the British Petroleum, that's who it was, shouldn't just be sucking the oil out from underneath the feet of the Iranian people for pennies on the dollar. Maybe our own people should get a cut of the oil underneath the feet where they live. And the CIA said, how about we coup you and install the Shah, who will do whatever we want. And that's exactly what they're doing now. From what I understand, they've changed the flag of Iran on X to be the flag of the Shah government. Now, interesting, they're trying to put the Shah back in. The Shah's son, grandson, great-grandson, whatever it is. You guys can't even come up with new ideas. I'm realizing at this point, you got Marco Rubio wanting to overthrow Cuba, starting with Venezuela. We're going to take Iceland, Iran. It's just a neocon dream, man. The McCarthy crew, the 1950s Republicans are back. Their grandsons are putting the ball in the hole right at the end because they got nothing to lose, or because they know behind the scenes the whole economic system's about to collapse anyway. Might as well act quick. Might as well sell these deck chairs on the Titanic before the whole thing sinks. Anyway, That's just what I think is going on. What do you guys think's going on? Let me know. I bet whatever's actually going on, they're probably not telling us the truth on the media companies owned by the same people who share board of directors members with the oil companies that are going to suck that oil out from underneath the feet of those people thousands of miles across the ocean, and then make sure all of it is sold through the US dollar, which props up the dollar, and sold through the same oil banks on Wall Street that set up the CIA in the first place. What do you think? Makes sense to me, but maybe I'm crazy. I am wearing one of these Russian-looking hats, and I have a thick Russian accent, or a hillbilly one, Scots-Irish heritage, one of those two. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. See you tomorrow.